So, quick little video. I have been tasked with making a cabinet or a couple of cabinets, and for the joinery I'm going to be using Dovetails. And so I've been woodworking for quite some time. I'm pretty good with chisel work. You know, I usually use it for my joinery. I do a lot of mortise and tenon. At least that's my preferred way. But I've never done Dovetails. I have done a Dovetail just to try it out and go through the process, but I've never put or joined two boards together using a Dovetail technique. So what you see in front of me is the first set that I've ever done, and I think they came out pretty good for a first timer. I've seen some others that I was really prepared to have big gaps, but you know, over time and using chisels, I guess I've watched enough videos and enough people that I would consider masters to take their techniques and use them. And so I thank those guys that came before me, because this didn't go bad at all. So my plan is to do 5 sets of these, and then I'm going to use David Barron's template or outline for a dovetail alignment board. I'm going to make that, and then I'm going to do 10 more sets, probably try to go Frank Straza, do some houndstooth. At least that's my goal. And then I'll start working on the cabinets. And I don't have any specific plans for the cabinets. I just know that dovetails need to be a part of the joinery. So these were not perfect. There is a little bit right here. You don't feel it because I've sanded these, and it's pretty much, if there was an imperfection, it covered it up. But there was a little bit right here, and say it's gone now. It looks like a little something right there. Other than that, they look pretty good. I was going to use this side of the board. As you can see, my line from my marking gauge, not this one, but this one, it's a cut line. I should have marked it by pencil, but I did let the blade sit here too long. See, I was about to use this end, and so I decided not to go that way because I didn't want that on this side. So I switched it up. They do have an issue. They are not, it's not exactly square, and so if you could see that, it is it's not square. So I will have to fix that on my next run of these. It's on the inside corner down here now, where you can see that gap. So I'll have to fix that. But that's the biggest issue, the squareness. And I didn't put these in any type of 90-degree clamp or anything. I just put them together, let them sit, and sanded them off. I probably had about a 1/2 millimeter or a millimeter overlap that I sanded down. Didn't use a hand plane, but that I sanded down to give me a little bit of a leeway. And so, but overall, I'm pleased. Tools I use my tri-squares. I use my spring divider that I got from Tay Tools. I'll put links to a couple of these in the description. I use my Veritas marking gauge. This is a dual marking gauge that I use for mortise and tenon, but I use it for these dovetails. And I use my David Barron dovetail guides, which I use these for just regular joinery. I've never used them for dovetails, even though that's what they're for. I typically would go to this 90 to make sure that when I put my saw there, that it's straight. And I just got these Veritas, not Veritas, Narex Richter chisels in, and so I'm getting used to these. Truth be told, the Stanleys did about as good a job starting out compared to these. I've not sharpened or honed these, and these have been over time, and so they were able to cut as good or better. But by the time I was finished wrapping this up, I was gravitating towards the Narex, just because of the lengthier handle and the ability to pair a little bit better. So So those are the main tools that I use. Obviously, I got my double square there, and I don't think I used anything else that's on the table. But I did use my Dovetail saw, and this was the star of the show. This is a tapered Dovetail saw from Lee Nielsen, and I just got this really maybe a month ago, and I got it with under the intent of knowing that dovetails were going to be in the future, and I wanted to really take some time and master them, and I wanted to get a good saw to make it enjoyable, and it was. You know, this saw was a joy to use. I have already trained on it and made sure that I could saw straight, and because if you haven't used a handsaw, a Western handsaw, it's a process getting used to it. It's not like a Japanese saw that you can just pull backwards. You really got to get used to driving it straight, and you know, it's a learning curve. So I'm good and proficient with that now, that I was able to do these without an issue. I got the tapered so that when I am going through the cut on the other side, I don't have to worry about it cutting through the line. So there's always going to be about a little bit of a gap on the other end that I can then turn the board around and, you know, slowly inch it up to the line. So I really enjoyed the Yankee spring dividers from Take Tools. Made it real easy. I do need to, if you've never used any of these, you do need to, sometimes when they get dull, sharpen the points on them to be able to mark correctly. So I'm going to do that for my next set and try to get these 15 done as soon as possible. So I will keep you guys posted. Thanks for watching.